Hi, my name is Hannah, and this is my story. I was the second oldest on my mom's side. We grew up moving around a lot. She was a really fight or flight. Her instinct would kick in a lot, but she would mainly flee. So that caused us to move a lot. In 2014, my mom had gotten sick 3 months after she had my little sister Kyla. And in March, she passed away. And me, my big brother Anthony, and my little sister Kyla ended up staying with our grandma. During that year, I believe that's when I first started suffering from depression and anxiety. My grandma was really hard on me. She saw my mother in me every time she looked at me, so thinking of my mom's past mistakes when she was younger really made her harder on me. So our relationship was really rocky for that time. Then it came to the time where she had to renew her custody paperwork, and she gave me the option to leave or to stay. And I asked if I could leave because of all the back and forth, the name calling. It was a lot. My Uncle Roy and his wife Fanazra came and picked me up and took me home. So I stayed with them for about 6 years, and in that time ended up doing a lot of things that are not what a teenager should be doing. I started smoking weed. I was drinking by the age of 15 and just not on the right path. Now in school, my grades were awesome, honor roll, attendance was great, but behind closed doors, it was not the best. Back in 2020, when COVID wreaked havoc on everyone, I ended up finding out I was pregnant with my son, Messiah, who is the light of my life. Sorry. Had a rocky relationship with his father, but we always seemed to come back together and make it work. And we decided, me and Maurice, Messiah's dad, if we were going to do this, we were going to do it right. We got married July 13th, 2022, and then had another argument, and I took off to Iowa. In coming to Iowa, more family arguments led to me and Messiah sleeping in my car. And in that time, a police officer in Windsor Heights, he filled up my gas tank one day. He bought us dinner and told me that if we got too hot, come to the station to cool off. So the next day, Saya ended up having a nosebleed. It was way too hot. I was running out of gas. And we went to the station, and he came up, the same officer, and he said, "I was just coming to look for you." And he had a bunch of different phone numbers. And he was like, "Yeah, just, call these different numbers. They said they could help you." One of the numbers was Stacy from Ruth Harbor. And from there, life just kind of got better. I ended up meeting with her and just going over the program, signing some paperwork just to see if it was something I would want to be a part of. And in that time, I just sat in the car and I just prayed and I asked God to if he could just save me this one last time, if he could just find it in his heart to forgive me this one last time, that I would do better. I would live right. I would live for him. So I ended up getting accepted into Ruth Harbor, and August 1st, I moved into the Carlisle home with the Stouts. and started attending Soteria. August, I ended up choosing a Soteria U class, starting point, that was led by Pastor Mike. And over the course of the weeks, I just delved into the Stranger book and took notes, highlighted, wrote down questions that I might have, and just attended every class that I could so that I can make sure that I was learning everything I needed to learn about God so that I can mend that relationship. And one week, we were in class and Pastor Mike wanted to know what we had learned that week. And as I was skimming through my notes, I scanned over a part that I had not read yet, and a light bulb just lit up immediately, and everything just made so much more sense. And I just shouted out, "Jesus is God?" And everyone was like looking around like, "You didn't know that?" And Pastor Mike said, "Yes, yes, yes, he is. And I fully and 100% believe that is the night that I got saved. The moment that I had that initial thought saying, wow, God came to earth in form of man to die for me. And that was really a clicking moment for me. And then ever since then, it's been, are we going to church this Wednesday? Are we going Sunday? Do we have class Sunday? Can we do this? Can I be a part of this? Can I do this event with church? And making sure to read to Saya every night, his Lamb book that he got at dedication, and really making sure that everything that I learn in church, I tell to my family, even if I feel like they're not listening as much as they should, still letting them know, like, hey, this is what I learned in church and I just thought you should hear it. And just pretty much praying so much more than I've ever prayed before, and meaning it with every fiber in my body. And I've never felt this much joy and this much peace before in my entire life. And it's been amazing.